everybody, and welcome back to the channel, Living La Dolce Vita. For those who don't know, living La Dolce Vita means living the sweet life. I think something like that in Italian. And you may wonder, why did I name it that? Well, I love the song. Is it Ryan Paris? La Dolce Vita. I love that song. I know it's 8 years old, but there we are. Right, so today I'm fulfilling a promise I made to somebody, I'll tell you who is shortly, that I would make a film on the use of a new tool that I've had commissioned, and so hopefully this is a warts and all film, and no sort of editing to make it look good or anything like that. It's hopefully a realistic film, and the use for it as well. So to give a bit of background, I have this bulb planter here. Who's it made by? Wilkinson sword, is it? Yeah, something like, yeah, Wilkinson sword, which I use for planting potatoes and other things like, you know, cabbages, etc. You know, if you grow them in pots. So I just dib the hole and I put the cabbage in, or the potato, whichever. Unfortunately, it's not big enough for main crop potatoes, because the main crop potatoes tend to be larger potatoes, so the hole isn't big enough, and also for some brassicas the root ball is a bit big, so this doesn't work properly. So I know I'm burbling, many apologies for that. So I asked another YouTuber whose name is Joshua Delisle, and I shall put a link to his YouTube channel, very good channel, by the way. He did some brilliant things and ideas with oh, the list is endless, but it's well worth a visit, and please visit his site. So I asked him if he would make me a version of one of these, but only bigger, and here it is. So as you can see, it's considerably larger. Now that should give me plenty of space to put a large tuber seed potato in, etc. So the point of this video is to see it in action and see if it works, etc. Now I've cobbled together a handle, because obviously if it's not going to work, there's no point in me spending money buying a handle or make a handle to fit. So I've just cobbled this together out of an old pickaxe handle that I had, drilled a hole and put a bit of tubing through. A bit of Heath Robinson, but this is what it's all about. Yeah, I'll put a link to Joshua's channel in the notes below, and okay, let's adjourn to an appropriate site to see if we can get this to work. I'm tucked behind the greenhouse because it's quite a windy day, and hopefully I don't want the wind interfering with the sound quality. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so just one thing to own up to. I've already tried it, the new one that is, and where I tried it, sadly it didn't work. So I'm gonna just try and explain what I think is going on, or the reason why it didn't work. So this is the original. Let's see, hopefully this will, the edge is obviously, I don't know if you can see that, goes down. Now that leaves a nice hole. Then the next one goes nice and easily, and it pushes the plug out from the previous hole, and then I just go along and go along. So that's worked nicely. Now then, we'll try the new one. Now, just to say, earlier on in the morning, because it's been really hot and this ground's been really hard, so this doesn't work on hard ground. It's for whatever reason. But I've pre-soaked all this patch with quite a lot of water to see if the moisture content makes any effect. So let's have a look. Now I'll probably get the first one okay. This is the second one. Well, this is coming out on the film because I'm trying to do this one-handed. So that's a really substantial hole there now. That's good enough for potatoes, for me anyway. The other option is to dig a trench, put potatoes in, but I'm trying to save myself a bit of digging. Right, this is the test, whether it will push the plug out. Oh gosh. Certainly doesn't do it there, let's see it here. Oh, hang on. It's sort of doing something. Well. Right. It's sort of doing something, but it's not as efficient as the smaller one. Now, I'm trying to work out the reasons why. So I'm wondering if it's just the sheer volume of soil that, you know, in other words, it doesn't scale up when you make a bigger version, because obviously this is trying to shift less material. So although, you know, it's not, I need it to be as efficient as possible. So, right, what am I going to do? So, I'll get back to you now shortly while I clean this out and then give my thoughts. Bye for now. Okay, so I come back behind the greenhouse to try and keep out of the wind. So as you can see, first plug is as long as I've pre-watered the space and get some sort of moisture into the ground, and of course it's been dug over before, so the first plug was not an issue, but when it comes to the second one, it's not able to push the other plug out. I think it's just too much volume for it to push through, because it should be smooth enough. There's nothing for it to catch on as far as I can work out. Now I did get my angle grinder on it to put a sharper edge on this, so thinking that might cut through it a bit more cleanly, but yeah, it's not done much help on that. So what am I going to do? Now obviously timescale wise it's going to be instant for you, but it'll be a bit of a while for me. So I'm thinking of trying to reduce the material in contact with the soil. So I'm wondering if I can pick it up here somewhere, bring it down, hope you can see this now, bring it down and cut that section out, back around to there. So and let's see if that will work, because as it is, it's not going to work, so I might as well try something. So yeah, I'm burbling a bit, but because it's not scripted. So if I can reduce it from there up to here to reduce the contact area with the soil, let's see if that works. Okay, everybody, welcome back. I may have solved the issue. We'll soon find out. I just tried it, but this is in our list now. This is for a potato. So I'll show you what I've done shortly. So right, we'll just get the spud there. Fingers crossed. Oh, still a bit hard. Right. What it is, the ground's a little bit hard at that spot because it used to be a path. So let's try. Let's see if this is any better. Size of potato that wouldn't have fitted in the hole of the previous bulb planter, and if I tried to force them in it had taken off the shoots. So one more. I'm sure you want to see me hours and hours of planting potatoes. So, as I say, the reason for a bigger planter is to accommodate, obviously a bigger hole to accommodate bigger seed potatoes. Yes, I know you can cut them in half and spread them out, but I generally tend to leave them whole like that. Ooh, hot today. So, it seems to be working now. Now the only thing different is I've pre-watered all this ground, and obviously it has been dug over in previous times. Okay everybody, so we're back at the ranch, as they say. Now obviously you'll have seen some footage. Hopefully it's come out. I haven't done the editing yet. Right, so it seems to work after a fashion. So what have I done to modify it? Well, there you go. I've cut that section out. Now then, that basically is to reduce the it was just a guess on my part, so you know it wasn't working as it was built, unfortunately. That's I can only assume that it doesn't scale up from a smaller one. However, thinking about it, I thought, well, maybe it was too much contact area for the soil for it to slide up easily. So I cut this section, as you can see, and it certainly works much better now. But admittedly, the soil, if it's really compact soil, then it's not going to work, I don't think. But soil has been dug over previous year. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie this up by doing a gradual cut along this slight curve on this line here, just to tidy it up. That will reduce the surface area even more. Both sides, of course. I've sort of done a bit there, but trying to do it down the allotment was quite awkward. So I've got a good advice in the garage. So hopefully that'll work even better. So what I'm going to do now is finish this, tidying this up if I can, and then as best I can rather, and then I'm going to give it another go, add it to this film to see if it works. Once it, try it out, see if it works, add it to this film, and then one last final conclusion. Okay everybody, so this is showing you the slight modification that I've made. Probably more than slight, not the prettiest, I must admit, but yes, at the end of the day it's just proof of concept. So the idea behind this modification is to reduce the contact area of the soil between the soil and the bulb planter. So I'm going to, as you can see, it's full of soil at the moment. Bear with me. So my son's going to hold the camera while I demonstrate. Quite close, I think. Now, of course, I don't know if you can see, there's a slight lump of material which coincides with the slot that I've taken out. I've tried, let's see if I can try it to sting it. Okay, so it's moved to the other side now. Anyway, but yeah, so let's another one. See if it pushes out. I've got to be careful because I've planted potatoes in here, so I've got to be careful I don't interfere where I'm planted. So. That's it. Lovely. Okay, doke. So I think it's not too bad a job of what I'm supposed to do. Now, obviously, I've butchered it up a bit, unfortunately, because. Sorry, Joshua. I've butchered your fine word, but at the end of the day, it was just a proof of concept to see if it would work, and it does. I mean, yeah, it seems to work. It works a lot better than from when I first got it, because obviously, as I've said ad nauseum, that the surface area was too large for the bulb planter to eject the plug. So it seems to work now. The only thing I've got to do now is put a proper handle on it. So I've got to make sure, because at the moment there's too much play in it. It's rocking back and forth. So I've got to make sure I get a decent bit of wood now for this. And I've yet to work out how I'm going to do a crossbar on here. But I think we can safely say that project is done. This would have been way beyond my capabilities of manufacture, even if it's only from the point of view of tools to be able to do it. So the other thing I would need to point out, I think, is that the soil, as I say, it needs to be less compacted, and also needs to be quite moist, because obviously as soon as you take it out, the whole dry soil will fall back in, which then sort of defeats the object. So it needs to be quite moist, and yeah, it should work. Once again, many thanks to Joshua for doing making this project for me. It's much appreciated, and so thanks to him. Please subscribe to his channel. He's got some really interesting projects that you know, that he's willing to step up to the plate and manufacture. For instance, diesel heaters and how to make underfloor heating, etc. Anyway, I hope I haven't left anything out. As I say, if there's anything anyone that doesn't understand or got any questions on, please put them in the comments, the questions in the comment section, and I'll do a link to Joshua's YouTube site as well. I hope this film hasn't gone too long. Anyway, hope to see you soon. Bye for now, and take care of yourselves.